arms and legs inside the boat at all times. Your life jacket is under the seat in front of you. And don't forget, keep your eyes peeled. There's a Spinosaurus out there.
What a marvellous day. I hope I managed to see a Spinosaurus. Whew, I am absolutely bursting for the toilet though. Oh, here we are.
I can smell burning. Oh my God! There's smoke coming front wheel!
It'll be steam from the chimney, mate.
No, it's definitely coming front wheel. Oh my God! The engine room's on fire! Captain! The boat's on fire!
What? Abandoned ship!
Quick! Get lifeboats ready! What's going on? Oh my God! Captain! Captain! Where's the captain?
He left us. He left us!
Over there, look! It's a Spinosaurus! He's coming straight for us! Oh my God! There's one on the front of the boat! There's another on the back! What? There's two of them? Quick! Find a weapon! Where's the phone? Get the phone! There it is! Where is it? Answer it! Quick, grab it! Hello? Hello?
Are you on a cell phone? I can't hear you.
Listen to me! The river! Save me!
Captain go down with his ship? I don't think so. I'm out of here. Oh. Hello there and welcome. Today we're going to be making our very own river cruise steamboat. Rather than the guests just peering into the enclosure from the sides, they can actually go in it. They can go into the swamp habitat by this huge steamboat that we're going to make. So I'm just making the bottom here. This is actually a roof that I'm making it with. We're just turning it upside down to make this nice shape of a boat, and you can see I'm just elongating the tip there to make it look a bit more boat-like, so it's cutting through the water. What better way to see a Spinosaurus than on a boat? You get up close and personal with the Spinosaurus. Well, maybe not too close. We don't want any accidents. But yeah, I thought this will be a great idea. I got the idea off Jurassic Park, the Jungle River cruise that is in the book. That didn't quite make it into the movie, but it was a great scene where Dr. Grant and the kids get on this little raft, and the Tyrannosaurus is asleep by the side of the river. And I think it's Lex that, I think she coughs or she either sneezes and wakes up the Tyrannosaur, and gets into the water and starts chasing them. So I thought, you know what? Well, they can't go on rubber dinghies with a Spinosaurus, so we'll make a huge boat for them. And don't worry, we'll make sure that the boat is high enough so that the Spinosaurus can't actually leap on and grab any guests. but we'll have railings and safety precautions, don't worry. We do take safety very seriously here. I can't say the name of the park yet because we don't have a name. So if any of you have got any good ideas of what this park could be called, let me know in the comments down below. This park is going to be for African dinosaurs. So we've got 3 different species. So far we've built the Spinosaurus habitat. The next habitat we're going to build is for the Ouranosaurs, and then finally we'll finish off with the Carcharodontosaurus. And today we're just building the boat that's actually going to take the guests through all these 3 enclosures. So yes, any names, any suggestions at all, please let me know down below. Don't be shy now. When you're making something like this, you want to make sure, and I kept forgetting, I have to become more in the habit of doing this. When you're making one big object that you want to keep in one group, you must make sure at the top there you can see it says exit group. If that's not on, you've left the group. And when I click on this whole boat, I can move the boat and I can copy the whole boat, so I can have multiple boats going around. But if I make things individually and I click on it, it will only be part of the boat, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say. So you must make sure you double click on the boat, then add object to that, and it'll all be one big group. So yes, it took a long time to make this boat. I was looking at different designs and I thought, you know what, a steamboat would be really cool. So I went for a steamboat design. I was looking at lots of different designs and I just threw a load of stuff together, and I think it turns out rather well. You can see I put the benches in there where the guests can actually sit on the safari boat, and we're going to have a second floor as well. So you can sit on the bottom floor and get up close and personal, or you can sit on the top floor and maybe get a broader view of the environment. So yeah, I thought this would be a great addition. And also I was thinking what we could have on this boat to maybe entice the Spinosaurus over. Perhaps we could feed them. Maybe one of the keepers could stand at the front of the boat with a bucket of fish and throw the fish into the lake, much like feeding sea lions, something like that. And the Spinosaurus could come over to the boat and get fed. And if he knows he's going to get fed, maybe he won't be aggressive. If he knows, why bite the hand that feeds you, surely he'll just wait patiently to be fed, and we can just throw some food in for him, and the guests get a good look at the Spinosaurus, and the Spinosaurus gets a free meal. So, everybody wins. So I'm just trying to build a bathroom on the boat here, because if you are on this boat for a long time, you want to make sure that there's a bathroom on board. You don't want to say, oh, don't worry, you've only got to wait so many hours until we reach the Ouranosaurus habitat. So I'm putting in 2 doors here. This is where the bathroom can go. And what I'm planning to do is I want this boat to go through different habitats. So we're going to put in some gates at each checkpoint. So when they get to the Ouranosaurus exhibit, we'll have a gate. They'll go inside that checkpoint, the doors will close behind them, then another door will open and the boat can go through into the Ouranosaurus habitat, because we don't want the Spinosaurus to mix with the Ouranosaurus or the Carcharodontosaurus as well. So we're going to keep them all separate in this park. They'll all have their own individual enclosures, and they'll all have their own theme as well. So for the Spinosaurus, I'm going to make more of a lake and river habitat with mangroves. With the Ouranosaurus, I'm thinking more of like a floodplain. And for the Carcharodontosaurus, more of a jungle, maybe some caves and things like that. So each section will be different rather than it just being the same landscape all the way around. So it'll be different as they go around. And you can see we've got plenty of seats, and we've got 2 floors as well. I think you'd probably be able to fit about 2 people on each bench. And we've got benches at the back there as well near the engine. So there should be enough space to fit you know, a good amount of people on here, so when they're queuing up at different checkpoints, it won't be like, oh, we can only take 2 or 3 people on, you know, or something like that. You know, we'll be able to take plenty of people on, and hopefully that will keep the queues down. Just put the railings in here to make sure no one falls down the staircase. Lovely. And what's great is you can just change the objects. You can see that you can just stretch the railings to the size you want. It's you can make whatever you want really in this game. But you can see now I'm building the area where the captain is going to drive the boat, just above the toilets there. And this is where the engine, we're going to have the engine room here, and above that is where the captain is going to drive. So the engine room is where they'll be burning the coal to then create the steam, and the steam will then power the engine. And at the very back of the boat we're going to have this huge wheel which is going to turn in the water, powered by this steam engine. And I think that will be a lot nicer actually for the Spinosaurus, because if we had an engine in the water with a big propeller, it'd make a racket. So I think this might be a lot quieter, just having this wheel churning through the water and pushing the boat forward, rather than having a big engine. You know, it's probably going to be very noisy and not very pleasant for the Spinosaurus. So I think this might be a lot quieter. We'll have to tell the guests as well to be quiet, you know, don't make too much noise, because the Spinosaurus may get a bit irritated from children screaming and stuff like that. So we need to make sure everybody is nice and quiet on board. You know, you can talk, but just try and keep your voices down. We don't want to startle the animals. And if you're quiet as well, the animals are probably going to act more naturally, and you're more likely to see them. We'll probably have to let the guests know as well before they come on that no food or drink is allowed, because the last thing we want is to attract unwanted attention from the animals. Oh, here's the wheel. So this is going to be our big wheel at the back. So the coal that is being burnt in the engine room heats up the boiler, which produces steam, and then this steam is used to move machinery, and all these cogs and things turn. I don't know the complete ins and outs of it all, but basically it causes this big wheel at the back to turn. And when this propels forward, there are lots of different paddles that are attached to this wheel, and those paddles are what's basically pushing the boat through the water, a bit like a Spinosaurus's tail. So the Spinosaurus's tail is nice and flat, so it's got more volume to propel itself through the water. You can see I'm just putting some steel rods on here just to keep that wheel in place, and then a big metal cylinder in the middle. Make sure it's nice and sturdy. Lovely stuff. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind going on this steamboat river cruise. I'd pay good money to go on this boat. Imagine just sitting on the boat, sit back, relax, watch the dinosaurs pass by. Oh, it doesn't get much better than that now, does it? And you can see here I'm putting in those planks of wood, which are basically what is pushing the boat forward. If they didn't have these attached to them, the wheels would just spin and the boat wouldn't move anywhere. We need those planks to actually push the water behind the boat and thrust the boat forward. So they're very important. Oh, and here we've got the plank that can be lowered down. This is where the guests can actually walk on and off the boat, and it's going to be lowered down by these chains. So I'm going to put in this valve here where the chains can be lowered down so the guests can actually get off, and some railings on the side as well. We don't want anyone falling off the plank when they're trying to get back onto dry land or trying to get on the boat. Yeah, so just put those in. Lovely jubbly. Wonderful. So we've got 3 species to make habitats for, and do you know what? What a fantastic group of species we've got. Do you know what? If there was another animal that I could choose to put in this park, would have to be the Sarcosuchus, the giant crocodile that roamed Africa during the same time as the Spinosaurus and the Carcharodontosaurus. So if that ever does come out, which I sense it may at some point in the future, because we've now got swimming. All our dinosaurs can swim, and we also have semi-aquatic dinosaurs, the Spinosaurus being the first one that we've got. But I think now the team may move to animals that would spend more time in the water, things like crocodiles, giant amphibians, maybe even some early land whales like the Amblyocetus and stuff like that. That would be really cool to see. But imagine a giant crocodile on this game. Oh my goodness. I mean, the designs that the team are doing with these animals, they look so realistic and so lifelike and so paleo accurate as well. It would be fantastic to see a Sarcosuchus swimming through the water. Wow. And they're as big as a Tyrannosaurus. They're as long as a T-Rex, 12 meters long. Imagine that thing swimming along this boat. My goodness. Yeah, we could even feed them as well as we go along on the cruise. But we'd have to be exceptionally careful because crocodiles can jump quite high. And this one, I imagine, will be able to jump very high as well, and it's bigger. So it's going to have a lot more force behind its tail, so we'd have to be exceptionally careful. And you can see there, I've just put this piece of tarp over the top there of the guests, so they're a bit shaded. We don't want them getting heat stroke or sunburnt, so just put that tarp over the top. This is the engine room that we're just putting the windows in for now. This is where the coal will be burning, and the level above that one is where the captain will be steering the ship. And so it's actually 3 stories high, this boat actually. It's already 2, and then we're going to put another level on top of this, flipping heck. So it's a very big boat, a lot bigger than I anticipated. But I like the way it looks. I think it's quite nice. And the way this boat would actually turn, because the wheel can't actually turn, what would happen is there would be a rudder underneath the boat, which I'm not going to bother making because no one's ever going to see that. So at the bottom of the boat there will be a rudder, and the captain will turn that rudder to whichever way he wants to turn the boat. And we'll have to be careful because we don't want to run aground and get stuck in the mud on the sides of the riverbanks with the Spinosaurus hanging around. So we'll have to make sure we stick to the deep parts of the lake, make sure we don't drift off anywhere. And you can see now I'm just building that last bit now for the captain's cabin. Lovely. Put some windows in so we can see, get a nice clear view, and at the side as well, because if he's going to be parking up to the dock, he's got to be able to see it. The last thing we want is the boat smashing into the dock, and yeah, we certainly don't want that. It'd be like off Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, where the boat just keeps going and going and going and then smash. Yeah, we don't want that. Oh, and here you can see we're putting in the chimney to let all that steam and smoke out. We don't want it clogging up in the room where the guys are working. They'll be coughing their heads off from all that smoke. So all that will exit through this chimney here at the top. And all we've got left to do now is finish off these walls. And I think we're pretty much finished. Yeah, it's coming close to finish now. I'm quite happy with how it looks. Put some frames around those windows. That's actually a TV screen, but no one will know. And then what we need to do is put some ropes at the side here. These ropes are just for attaching the boat to the dock to keep it steady. So you can see here I'm putting this big, I don't actually know what they're called, but the rope is tied around it. And it's a bit like an anchor, except for you're going to tie that round the dock and make sure that the boat is definitely steady. And I'm also putting these ropes here at the sides, and what I want to attach to this is tyres. And you see this sometimes on boats when they're docking up. They have these big tyres that are designed to stop the boat from scraping and causing damage to the boat when it's docked up. So we'll put those on now, and I think we're done. I think our steamboat is finally finished. We've just got to finish off these last few details and then we're done. Ah yes, here come the tyres. We're just using these rings, just making them a bit fatter so they look like a tyre, and we'll put them all around the sides of the boat so we make sure we don't get any damage, don't get any scrapes on the sides, because the last thing we want is the boat to sink. We definitely don't want that when there's Spinosaurus hanging around in the water. And there we have it, guys. Last thing to do is just put a toilet sign over the toilet doors so you know which one's which. And there we have it. Our steamboat is finally complete. Our guests can now go on the safari of a lifetime through the swamps of Cretaceous Africa. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like to see the full habitat build for the Spinosaurus, click the video on screen now.